Well, good morning, everybody. Mr. Gregory, Ms. Helena, Tayana, all the team of NIA. Thank you very much to this opportunity to stay with all of you. My name is Celso Cunha. I'm the president of ABDAN. ABDAN is an association of companies in Brazil, and we take care of everything that happens in Brazil involving nuclear technology. And today we have this opportunity to talk with you what is happening in Brazil at this moment. As all the parts of the world, we have a very good opportunity to in Brazil to make business at this moment. We are talking not only about new nuclear power plants, but we also are talking about mining, about fuel, nuclear medicine, research, and all the area. Ms. Diana, that is my institutional affair manager of ABDA, are going to make a presentation for you talking about all of this topic. Please, Garrett, you have some minutes to make your initial remarks.
Okay, thank you, Celso. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to this webinar providing an opportunity to have an overview of the Brazilian nuclear market. My name is Gareth Davis, and I chair the NIA International Group, so thank you all very much for joining. Today's webinar is an excellent opportunity to hear about Brazil's existing and expanding nuclear sector, and an excellent opportunity for you to ask questions of today's expert speakers and panel. Please put any questions in the Q&A. So the UK has a long nuclear history and experience from nuclear projects over the last half century. It has built an experienced and mature supply chain with significant experience working internationally and collaborating with international partners overseas. NIA can be described as the voice of the UK nuclear industry. It's well established and well respected, with over 330 member companies with around 100,000 staff across the sector, from huge international organisations to micro SMEs. The NIA fulfills two broad functions. One, to promote the sector through engaging the public, media and politicians, but more importantly for today, to promote and support its members. This is facilitating business groups, meetings, events, conferences, and basically creating collaboration internationally with international supply chains. One thing I'll say about the NIA, it always has a packed annual agenda. Today's event is being run through the international group, which covers all aspects of nuclear. So the business groups. This, to my mind, is one of the key benefits of the NIA. They're free to members and provide a forum for members to highlight their capabilities and experience, and for tier ones, twos, to discuss upcoming projects and work packages, and also the sector leaders to discuss news and commercial opportunities. So it's a great forum. The business groups are themed and mirror the sector. Meetings attract 150 attendees each time, and each business group meets 2 to 3 times a year at different locations around the country. For your information, the next international group, which is the group I chair, that has a 2-day event in London on the 7th and 8th of October. We call it the International Showcase, where we'll be looking particularly at some specific countries. Steph has more news on that. And the final slide, please, before I wrap up, is if you need to find out any more about the NIA, or you'd like to get involved in any of our activities, please let Steph know. Thank you very much. I'll now hand over to Helena. Thank you, Helena.
Thanks very much, Gareth. So good morning, everyone in Brazil. Good afternoon, everybody in the UK. My name is Helena Crowth. I'm the Deputy Consul General here at the British Consulate in Rio de Janeiro. So it's a great pleasure to join you today and to welcome participants from both Brazil and the UK. And I would like to thank ABDAN, represented by President Celso Cunha, and the Nuclear Industry Association, represented by Gareth Davies and colleagues, for bringing together these sort of experts, companies, government representatives, industry leaders for this important discussion today. So I'll just take a few minutes to set out the perspective as how the British government sees the partnership in nuclear with Brazil. We enjoy a really strong and growing partnership already across energy, climate and industrial development. And as we both, as two countries, pursue ambitious decarbonisation goals while seeking to strengthen that energy security, economic growth, nuclear energy has an increasingly important role to play. It's therefore super encouraging to see the growing momentum of Brazil's nuclear sector. Brazil possesses unique strengths. It's got substantial uranium resources, decades of operational nuclear experience, world-class scientific engineering capabilities, and a really long-term vision for nuclear energy within its broader energy transition strategy. And at the same time, as Gareth was alluding to, the UK is undertaking one of the most significant nuclear programs in Europe. So alongside new large-scale nuclear projects, we're investing heavily in advanced nuclear technologies, small modular and such things, while expanding our capabilities across the entire nuclear value chain. So this creates a really natural opportunity for collaboration. And there are several areas where the UK and Brazilian organisations can work together to generate those mutual benefits. The first of these is innovation and technology development. As I say, the UK is investing significantly in advanced nuclear technologies, looking at SMRs and advanced reactor concepts. And these technologies have the potential to complement Brazil's future energy needs, including supporting industrial decarbonisation, remote energy supply, and long-term energy security. Secondly, on supply chains and industrial partnerships, the future growth of the nuclear sector is really going to depend on those strong and resilient international supply chains. British and Brazilian companies have those complementary sort of aspects, capabilities, and there are significant opportunities for collaboration in things like engineering services, specialised manufacturing, project delivery, digital technologies, and operational support. The third area is skills, research, and workforce development. Both countries, both the UK and Brazil, we recognise that people are at the heart of any successful nuclear programme. So universities, research institutions and industry, they can all benefit from greater cooperation in sort of training, research partnerships, knowledge exchange, helping to develop that next generation of nuclear professionals. And fourth, on the wider clean energy transition, nuclear energy is not isolated. It interacts with broad ambitions around clean growth, industrial competitiveness, hydrogen production, grid resilience, energy security. And the UK sees really significant value in working alongside Brazil as we both pursue that diversified low carbon energy systems capable of supporting economic development while meeting climate objectives. So what makes this moment, I think, particularly exciting based on those four areas is that we're starting to move beyond discussion towards practical opportunities. And as Brazil advances projects across nuclear generation, fuel cycle activities, uranium production, medical applications, emerging reactor technologies, there's real growing interest from British companies, exemplified by today's webinar, in understanding how they can contribute to and partner with Brazilian stakeholders. And likewise, from our perspective, we see considerable potential for Brazilian expertise and innovation to engage with opportunities in the UK and further afield. So the role of events such as today's webinar are therefore really important, right? So I'll just close by saying the UK government, we remain committed to supporting closer collaboration and cooperation between British and Brazilian organisations, creating those opportunities for trade, investment, innovation and knowledge exchange. So I really hope today's discussions will help identify those concrete areas for collaboration and lay the groundwork for new partnerships that strengthen both of our nuclear sectors. So thanks again to ABDAN and the Nuclear Industry Association, and I wish you all a really productive webinar. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Elena. I believe that Diana, please, can you start your presentation?
Yes, also, so thank you very much first of all, for everyone that is here. For those who still do not know me, my name is Tayana Mel. I am the Institutional Affairs Manager of ABDAN. And the reason that we are here today, it is also because I would like to share that we are organizing a mission to be in London for the WNA Nuclear Symposium in the first week of September. So we are really opening to engage with the UK company, and we were working with NEI. So we understood that this presentation would be very helpful, not only to you to understand the main also about our political scenario, but also for the main business opportunities that we have in our market. So for starting here, I would like to share basically our current political scenario today. So it is important to understand, first of all, that nuclear energy has officially established itself as a key pillar of Brazil energy transition. And for that, I have here our PNE, what we call it, which is our National Energy Plan for 2055. And it is important to highlight that in this document, our government, they have highlighted that we intend to expand our nuclear capacity up to 14 gigawatts. So that was actually, this is a really robust projection to expand our installed nuclear capacity. And this is a very good highlight that we had from then. And also to complement renewable energy sources. For those that know our energy metrics a little bit more, they know that we have a huge part for renewable energy in our energy metrics. So we are now working to complement and work with them as well by 2055. And now so for the use of SMRs. So SMRs now and MMRs are emerging as a major breakthrough technology, especially for supplying isolated power system, industrial heat production, and heavy industry as well. So we have a lot of going on. And next slide, please. And in this next slide, you can see as well, because even that we have our PNE, we also have what we call it our PDE, which is our 10-year energy expansion plan. And in this expansion plan for 2036, we had that an outlook not only for the conclusion and commercial operation of Angra 3, which is our third nuclear power plant that is now under construction, and also for 1 gigawatt for SMRs. So this is basically our government saying that basically in 10 years, we intend to not only finalize the works of Angra 3, but also adding 1 gigawatts of MMRs and SMRs technology in our energy metrics. And also just to inform that concerning especially for Angra 3, and I would like to emphasize that to the private equity participation in electronuclear is currently transitioning as Access sells its stake to Group AMBA from JBF. So this group has established a new company entirely dedicated to the nuclear sector, and we will assume this strategy position with electronuclear directly contributing to the progress of Angra 3 project. So that's very important to mention. And also giving some highlights about our political moment. We also, sorry, staff, in the other slide, please. Yes, and I just wanted to mention that we also could include nuclear in our national political agenda in the energy transition policy, climate plan, sustainable taxonomy, our national hydrogen plan, and also for data centers law as well. And also in September last year, we established our National Nuclear Safety Authority that before was inside our Nuclear Energy National Commission, but even not only for our national sector, but also for international company that wants to engage in our nuclear sector here. You will be engaging a lot with our ANSN, as they are the one responsible for the whole regulatory issues in all the areas for nuclear here. So now next slide, please. I also would like to share about our strategic nuclear governance, especially with our institutional security office, what we call a GSI. So GSI, they are the one responsible for our nuclear policy here today, and they are the one that they are now working on two strategic working groups. So we have one for SMR policy development, and we have another for waste spent fuel management. So a common and critical agenda for both of these GSI working groups is the evaluation of this mechanism to expand private sector integration, and they are actively discussing regulatory models to lower barriers to entry and enhance private investment in these major strategic projects as well. So this is very important to mention, especially because our government they are also focus on this agenda, especially for SMR and the fuel management. And next slide, please. So this is just to give you a little bit of context of what is going on in our government. And now I would like to enter in the main opportunities that we have in our market. So now first covering the SMRs developers and supply chain, we have some main projects. So next slide, please. So the first that I would like to share, it is the coal to nuclear. So now we have one, actually they were the first main project for SMR technology here in Brazil. Today we have this Jorge Lacerda complex. This is the largest coal power plant that we have not only in the south of Brazil, but it is the largest one in the South America. And for those who do not know, we have a law here that by 2040, all of our power plants, they have to shut down, and especially due to the decarbonization process. So these complex, they are already studying for new alternative technology, and SMR has emerged of one of them. So they are now have established a group that they are working on this. And this project is currently advancing through its feasibility stage. Activities underway include site and technology assessment, regulatory and license studies to evaluate the technical, economic, and regulatory conditions necessary for SMR deployment as well. So we are also in the moment that many opportunities will arise with and through this project, but also in the next slide, please. More recently, we have started to work as well with the oil industry, especially because as a company, it is a guideline that they have to decarbonize their activities. So we have been engaging with them. So they have now established a group that they are now studying not only to implement and to put this technology first on their refineries, but also for the heat production. So you are seeing here a map. So this map here is basically mapping the first SMRs and MMRs that they are studying to implement in our national territory. And just to emphasize that adding and summing as well, some of the main projects that they have, we are talking about 650 gigawatts of nuclear by 2036. So we have basically a huge part of this new technology emerging for the oil and gas industry. And they are the one you probably have heard about Petrobras, which is Brazil's largest oil and gas company. So we have been engaging with them, and there are many opportunities as well, starting with the oil industry. So also a main opportunity that will arise well, not now, but also in the upcoming years. And in the next slide, please. We have here the microreactor development, this is basically a project, a very new project that it has started last year through different stakeholders from our national country and players for the nuclear. So this initiative basically aims to design and develop a 5 megawatt of modular microreactor and strengthening Brazil's technological autonomy and positioning the country for future participation in the global advanced reactor market. And the key milestone has already been achieved. The project's critical unit is under construction at KINEM, which is our KINEM, it is our Nuclear Energy National Commission. So this project, it is under construction inside the Nuclear Engineering Institute, which they are inside KINES. So, and once it is completed, it will become the first critical unit ever hosted at the Institute and representing as well an important step forward for Brazil's advanced nuclear research and microreactor development program as well. So these are the main basically opportunities that are coming, especially for the SMRs developers and supply chain. And I also would like to cover in the next slide, please, a little bit about our uranium mining and nuclear fuel opportunities. So next slide, please. So we have today our pro-uranium project, and this is a project basically to accelerate domestic uranium production. And we have today our government, they have launched a strategic initiative developing partnership with our Brazilian Development Bank, which is famous by BNDES, to attract private investment and expand the uranium exploration portfolio of INB, which is our national company responsible for the uranium mining and also for the fuel production. So the program first bidding round will focus on 5 priority uranium deposits. As you can see in this map here, they are all highlighted here. So we have Figueira, Amorinópolis, Rio Preto, Epinharas, and Lagoa Real. So these are the main projects. And in addition to uranium resources, several of these areas also present significant potential for the production of critical minerals, including rare earth elements, lithium, and gold, further enhancing their strategic value. And the first phase, which was established with partnership model from BNDES, has already been completed. And the next milestone in the structuring of this public-private partnership expected in the first half of 2027, next year, followed by the competitive selection process for private partners in the second half of 2027 as well. So this is one of the main projects that we have involving uranium. And also in the next slide, we also have the uranium mining expansion. So I would like to share, as you are seeing here, the main photos of our uranium mining in Santa Quitéria, Ceará, and also from Caetité, Bahia. So a key milestone has been the creation of a legal framework that allows public and private partnership, what we call it PPPs. So for uranium exploration and mining. So under this new model, projects such as Santa Quitéria and also for Ceará and also for Caetité are moving forward through partnership with the private sector, while while the government is also evaluating the transfer of these uranium production activities, especially for Caeté in Bahia, to private management to increase efficient and attract investment as well. And at the same time, just to mention as well that Embepar, which is the state-owned holding company for Brazil electricity sector, and is the holding of INB, is conducting technical and economic studies to expand the development and utilization of the country's uranium resources, supporting both of the domestic nuclear fuel cycle and future export opportunities as well. And just to finish this uranium opportunities, in the next slide, we have as well the expansion of the nuclear fuel factory. So the expansion of INB nuclear fuel factory is a strategic initiative designed to increase national fuel production capacity while preparing the country to manufacture the HALEU with the enrichment levels between 5 to 20%. So this expansion is currently under development through a joint effort involving key national institute, and BNDES is evaluating financing and project structuring alternatives, while Amazon is responsible for developing the engineering and technical design of the new facility. So this is also a main project that we have in the upcoming years. And well, moving for the next opportunities, we have now a main opportunity that we are calling for nuclear application. So next slide, please, which we are talking about the preliminary decommission plans. So an important commercial opportunity is emerging in the future of nuclear decommissioning, driven by both Brazilian regulatory requirements and international best practice. So a key element of this process is in the preparation of these preliminary decommissioning plans, which are increasingly required through the life cycle of nuclear and radiation facilities. So Amazon is positioning itself as a leading organization in this area, with the objective of acting as the technical executor of this project for nuclear and radiological installation across Brazil. And to support this initiative, they are seeking for strategic partners to jointly develop methodologies and technical solutions covering facility characterization, decommissioning strategies, safety assessment, radioactive waste management, and also plant aging evaluation. So it's also many opportunities that we have concerning this project specifically. And I also would like in the next slide, just to share some of the main national projects that we have now. And the first one that I would like to share, you have probably heard about this project, which is our nuclear submarine program, which is ProSub. So ProSub, it is the Brazilian Navy's nuclear submarine development program, and the program aims to deliver the Álvaro Alberto, Brazil's first nuclear-powered submarine, significantly enhancing the country's defense capabilities, technological sovereignty, and expertise in nuclear engineering as well. And it is important to mention that the construction of LabGen is the land-based prototype of the submarine's nuclear propulsion system. So this facility is essential for validating the reactor and also for propulsion system under operational condition before they are installed on board the submarine. And the program basically represents a major technological achievement with the full national development of its reactor and propulsion system and nuclear fuel, strengthening Brazil's strategic autonomy across the entire nuclear technology chain as well. So next slide, please. Well, We are talking about Angra 3, which is our third nuclear power plant. And this project has, just to share some of the updates that you have already probably have heard about this project. So the project now has already achieved more than 65 physical completion, with significant progress in civil works and the installation of major equipment as well. And the current focus is on advancing the competitive selection process to contract the companies responsible for completing the remaining civil construction activities and electromechanical assembly as well. And the conclusion of Angra 3 will reinforce the role of nuclear energy in Brazil's energy transition, providing reliable electricity generation, reducing emission, and complementing the country's growing portfolio of renewable sources as well. So moving for the next slide. I also would like to share the last slide it is talk about our Brazilian multi-purpose reactor, what we call it RMB. And this is addressing a vital public health objective. We have this RMB, especially it is being developed in partnership with INVAP from Argentina. And this project will secure Brazil's self-sufficiency in the production of radioisotopes for nuclear medicine, especially for cancer treatments as well. And it will serve as an advanced laboratory complex for testing nuclear material, incorporating a specialized radiochemistry and fuel handling facilities as well. So, well, basically, I wanted to share some of these main projects that we have. We are now following by a Q&A session that Celso and I will be happy to answer the questions. So I would like to open here. I don't know how we're going to do it, Gareth and staff, but if you can share your questions or send through the chat, we will be happy to answer. Thank you.
Steph, are you sharing the questions?
Sorry, Gareth. Yeah, just to see if there's any questions that come through in the Q&A.
Okay,
If
sorry.
not, just to see what comes through.
While we're waiting, Diana, you said you want to increase production to 14 gigawatts. What's the time scale for that, please?
The time schedule?
Of how long? What's the when would you like that to happen by?
Well, don't know if it's also wants to give some of the more updates about this project specifically, because we have 1 gigawatt of SMRs by 2036, and also the completion of Angra 3 will add another 1 gigawatt. So we are now in the phase of studying new alternatives by 2055. And I don't know if it also wants to complement.
Yes, I can help. Well, the idea is of the government is we need more 14 gigawatts until 55. We have 1 gigawatt with Angra 3. The government wanted to start after solve the problem of Angra 3, that we believe that all the economical model and problems with AXA and the new private group JPS are solved, that we imagine that in the beginning of the next year they are solved that. They have the idea to start with also this group a new nuclear power plant of 1.6 gigawatts at the same site in Angra. Well, and also we are starting for the end of 36 SMR. The first two SMR with Petrobras, but Petrobras they have more 80 sites. And well, the idea is to increase all of these SMR after that. In Brazil, we have nowadays 17 coal power plants. And the first one that is with Diamante, they have sent to the regulator all the information about the sites. And after that, they are going to choose the technology that they are going to use in this site. It's a lot of coal power plants that we have in Brazil. Some of that we are going to substitute by using gas power plant because the pipeline is very close to it. And others are so far. And in these other sites of coal power plants, we are going to introduce SMR also. That's the first idea. But the EPE, that is the company that support the decision of the government, are thinking and use in the northwest of the country more nuclear power plants to stabilize the system. We also have a very big problem of curtailment in Brazil. Only for you to imagine that in the end of the day, normally we have 17 gigawatts that go out of the system. And nowadays we surprise it. We produce energy using fossil, and the government until 55 wants to decrease all oil power plants that we have inside the country. Well, that's the big idea. Okay.
Okay. Thank you. It's a very clear answer. I've just noticed in the chat there's a new question come in from Simon Stutterford. Have you seen that? Is there any view? Yes, hello. You said there was a target of 1 gigawatt of SMRs. Is there any view on the type? Or is it going to be first for
they
kind?
don't decide the type. Of course, the best idea will be XTGR modular reactor, but Brazil don't have workers that understand about this kind of technology. Brazil understand a lot about PWR. And I believe that in the beginning of all of this process, only PWR are going to be considered because of if we have to spend time to prepare all the people and also to construction in the beginning of this process, we are going to spend more 5 years to prepare all the workers and also the regulator. And well, in the beginning, everything we believe that will be PWR, but Petrobras are going to decide, not me.
Okay, thank you. I think what you just said there about having the experience and resources is a problem that's shared around the world.
Yeah.
And that often means that nuclear projects are fully international. For example, if you look at HPC, I think there are over 30 countries represented on the Hinkley Point C project, each bringing their own expertise. And this links into my question. are you looking, particularly around the microreactor development, are you looking for any sort of international collaboration, particularly with, for example, sort of the British universities or companies who are, I suppose, experienced in these areas?
Well, the microreactor that is a research project that is supported by the financial research area and also by Diamante, that is the coal power plants. And in this moment, they have 58 institutions collaborate in this
Okay,
process. But they are only at this moment in the beginning of this process, looking only for the critical the criticalization of the field. It's not the all the process. I believe that it's a long way that they have to go. It's not simple. I believe that well, this moment they have some collaboration outside Brazil also in this process.
okay. I think you see from the UK example, um, a lot of the nuclear sector work delivered here has been through public funding. And now we are looking at a wider funding opportunities for investors, for example, for sort of some of the new types of SMR technology. We've got a very buoyant investor market here. Is that something that you're potentially looking at for Brazil, private sector funding and investment in your market, or is it, for example, going to be state funded?
Well, I believe that the funding for all this process are coming from private companies
Okay.
and coming from all the parts of the world. We have Diamante is a private company. They pertaining to a financial fund groups, and Petrobras is a very big company. 2-3 billion is it's not so much for him. It's easy to put funding in this process, and well, I believe that funding are coming from all the parts. It's impossible to make something with 14 gigawatts alone.
Yeah. I mean, listening to your presentation, Theana, this afternoon, I have seen a number of areas where there's strong potential for knowledge sharing and perhaps collaboration between the UK and Brazil. And I suppose one of the areas actually is around sort of decommissioning.
Yep.
This is an area that we probably, I'd like to say, I'm sure there's people out there who may disagree with me, but I'd like to say we actually lead the world in this area.
Yeah.
Including particularly around waste management and cost estimation. We have we really have significant expertise in this area. Is there anything in any upcoming projects or anything in Brazil that Amazon intends to prioritize for these assessments, or is there any areas that you think would be particularly suited, for example, for the UK supply chain to participate? That's a long question. Please excuse me.
Yes, I understand. No problem. Well, we have to consider three things. We have just separate our authority from the research group. It's new. It's happened this year. And we need to increase this group. That's one thing. And we have just approved 108 new contracts of workers for this authority. That
Okay.
that will be happen in the next year, the beginning of the next year. Another thing is Petrobras announced a very huge decommission program of all the of a lot of oil platforms. And we are talking, I don't remember exactly the number, but something more than $1 trillion. It's a very huge number. I don't remember this number. And third, at this moment exactly, Brazil is discussing some modernization in all the rules or on all the roads of the decommission, not only platform but all the area, all norm and everything.
Okay.
We intend to finish this discussion in the end of September, and we believe that until the end of the year we are going to start and promote some new rules for all this area in Brazil. That is thing that's important, but Petrobras has just 2 months ago, they have presented a very huge decommission in platform. And in platform, we have a lot of problems with norm and other things like that.
Okay, thank you. I suppose, you know, there's two things I'd like to know, and I'll ask you a question first about Angola 3. You know, what are the main challenges you're facing there at Angola 3? And is there any areas where you feel that our experience and the experience of our supply chain could help you?
Well, Angola 3, it's a very big mistake in the economical model that we made during more than 20 years. And now the government don't want to pay for that, but they sell the part of this problem for the private company.
Yeah.
And one private company, this private company sell the nuclear area of this company, that is AXA, because AXA is a very big group. They have hydroelectric power plants, they have solar power plants, they have everything. They sold all the part of coal power plants, all the part of oil power plants, and now they are sold the nuclear power plants. And the group of JBS, that's a very huge group, they intended to finish it. They put funding, and we really believe that they have just start a new company downside of the JBS group, only dedicated to the nuclear area, and I have some they pertaining to the group of ABDAN as associate, and I talk a lot with the new CEO of the nuclear group of the JBS, and they in all the parts of the world that they go, they say the same sentence. We want to finish Angola 3. We want Angola 4, 5, 10. We want uranium mining. We want to work in fuel. And and they have funding for that. They have money to participate in this area. Well, now we have to solve the moment is this new group has 24 months to conclude all the negotiation. They spent 9 months. Well, they have more 15 months to conclude everything. They are trying to finish. They are trying to conclude some negotiation about everything that they have to pay, about fuel, about they want to pay, make a contract for fuel for a lot of years, not only for 1 or 2. Well, they are making their home work at this moment.
Okay. Do you think we have time for one more question, or do you think we're starting to get ready to wrap up?
I'm here to answer all the questions.
Okay.
Gareth, we have some question at the Q&A session here. I don't know if you have seen, but maybe we could address one of them.
Okay. Would you like to take those, please, Diana?
I believe that one about coal power plants, no?
Also, we have one here talking about the life extension of UNGRA 1, if it is still a priority for Brazil.
Okay. Well, should we go with that? What's your view?
Yes, we are at this moment we are working in this. It happened. They have a contract. Eletronuclear has a contract with Exim Banking, and that puts part of the funding. And they start part of this process.
Okay. I think a question that I've want to ask is, there's an awful lot of activity going on in Brazil at the moment. Is there a place that we can share with our members of the NIA where to find these activities? Do you have a link that we can look at, or something that can highlight these opportunities for us?
You have a lot of a link about PNA 55, PDA. PDA are going to be launching September. Until that, PDA 36. Only after September or October, something like that. I don't remember exactly. I only announced the number because I work with this group, and I know.
Yeah. Well, maybe that's something that we can work on with you when we exchange our presentations with members. Maybe we can get some web addresses for people to look at the great width and breadth of opportunities available in Brazil. I think you mentioned earlier that you were coming to London in September for the WNA symposium. Well, having listened to your talks today and your very clear answers, so I like to think that it's, there could be potential for you to meet with us and some of the NIA members when you come over in September. So maybe that's something we could perhaps think about, if that's of interest to you.
Yes, I believe that Diana can talk a little more about the mission that we have in September. We are going to London, and after London to WNA, and we are trying to stay with some groups. And after London, we are going to the Asians, the General Conference also. I will be in both schedules all the month, and after that, when I return to Brazil, I go to United States. I believe that I arrive in London September 6th.
Okay.
Until that, I'm in my vacation in Scotland. I will drink some whiskey there. Of course, I don't want to talk about nuclear. But after that, we can talk a lot.
All right. Okay. Well, I'm sure that we will follow that up with you after this um, wonderful presentation and to see if we can do something together in September. It would be very good. I think we're coming to the last 2 minutes now of your webinar. Shall I return to you now, Celso, for you for some final remarks, or is there anything you'd like to say, please?
Yes. Well, first of all, I really believe that all the company from UK can help us to make 14 gigawatts happen. It's a very good opportunity. And without a lot of company, it's impossible to do that. Another thing that ABDAN stay here to help you to came to Brazil to talk with people and to also have some meeting with talking about this opportunity. And third, in the next year, June 1st, 2, and 3, we have our biggest event in all the Latin America, 5,000 people that we are talking. And everybody is invited to stay with us. We have more than 150 panelists. We have more than 33 panels. We have a lot of side events, a lot of booths, and it will be a very good opportunity to stay with us because all the companies in Brazil stay there.
Okay.
And normally the CEO office transfer their office to during this event to stay there with us. And it is very easy to talk with the CEO of all these companies.
Okay.
More information, Diana and all my team stay here to help you.
Thank you. Okay, well, thank you very much. I must say, I thought that was very, very interesting and informative presentations. Brazil is not a market that I'm particularly familiar with, I'll be honest, but it's certainly something that I will keep an eye on from now on, actually. I think there's some good opportunities arising there, especially with its central nuclear theme for energy. I think there's certainly some opportunities for us to collaborate. And I think with the UK supply chain and its experience, I think there's some good collaboration between us around areas that are of interest to us both. I think finally, I'd just like to say thank you and like to say I hope we will be able to continue our conversation. Hopefully when your delegation comes to London in September. And until that time, enjoy your time in Scotland drinking whiskey. Now over to Deborah. Thank you. Deborah?
It's a good opportunity.
It's a great opportunity. I've been to Scotland and I can tell you it's a great place for that. Thank you, Gareth. Hi everyone, my name is Deborah Lima. Helena had to leave. She had other commitments, and she sent her apologies and her thanks for that. But I'm Deborah, I'm the Energy Policy Officer working for the UK Embassy based here in Brazil, so I'm also representing the UK government. And just a couple of sentences to say thank you to our organizers, both ABDAN, Nia, and everyone who joined us today. I think today's presentation has demonstrated that there is a significant momentum in the Brazilian nuclear sector and a strong appetite for cooperation between our two countries. We have heard about all those opportunities across the whole nuclear value chain. And perhaps the most important message from today is that the opportunities are real and are happening right now,
Yeah.
not in the future, but as we speak. And success will depend on how we build this collaboration and dialogue. The UK government is committed to supporting these connections. We are supporting the mission that ABDAN is organizing. So count on us as well to make these partnerships more viable in the future. So thank you once again to ABDAN, to the NIA, and all participants for making this discussion possible. Thank you. Have a wonderful day,
Fantastic.
everyone.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.